What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Season 1, Episode 1 of Black and Blue Podcast. We're your host. I'm Britton.
And I'm Owen.
And welcome back. It's been a little bit of a break. We took a little bit of a break from the end of the season, from the Super Bowl, basically, up until now. So, A lot has happened.
Before we talked, I thought the Lions were going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Who did you think was going to win the Super Bowl?
I had the Bills. And, of course, they lose.
Get a load of this guy. We're not going to talk about that, though. This is going to be the first full season that we ever have. Last year we started halfway. This is officially going to be the first entire season that we have. So I'm definitely excited for it.
And the content's already better. You know why? Because we got a freaking table, man.
All right.
We got a table.
I'm feeling happy. Maybe next time you see us, we'll have like a microphone stand. That'd be cool. These
Definitely trying to upgrade the setup.
These are definitely cool microphones. He got them, so
$20 on Amazon, man. Don't
that's
hate.
that's actually not. No, I'm not hating. No, I'm just saying that.
Don't hate.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, so with episode 1 today, we're going to be talking about everything that's happened from basically the new year calendar. So everything off season, basically. We're talking about free agents, re-signs, signs, agreeing to terms. We're talking about off season today, and we sorted out through the different months. There was stuff that happened in January, but nothing really important, so we're really not going to talk about that January stuff. Again, we're putting a link in the bio that leads you to the Panthers website. This is where we got all of our information from. So if you want to go into a deeper dive of the information, check the link in the bio.
We're going to go pretty deep in today's moves. We'll start off with February. We're not going to go too into detail, but we signed kicker Matthew Wright. 1 year, $1.7 million. How do you feel about this?
He's from the punter's from the Bills. I have no idea where this kicker is from.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I kind of wish, remember Thicker kicker that we had from, I think it was from Missouri. We dropped him at the very beginning of the season. I think he should have got the job. I don't know.
Bro, how do you remember who that is, bro?
Dude, I don't know. I like football. I don't know. This is just a replacement for Eddie, especially since he tested the market. And I really haven't even heard if he found a place.
I don't know. I follow his Instagram and I always see him posting about, like, he's always like some luxury meal or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, you're a kicker. What are you doing?
You got kicker salary money, man.
I'll tell you this, though. He has a professional card account, and I do follow it. I'm like one of his, like, at first, I think I was like his, like, 5th follower.
Nice.
Yeah. Is that fanboy enough? I followed immediately.
Just a little bit. Anyway, so Matthew Wright, kicker, 1 year, 1.7.
He'll get the job done. We don't need anything crazy. Next up, re-signed last man from 2015 Super Bowl squad, J.J. Jansen. 1 year, $1.4 million. Great re-sign. Nothing crazy. We all know what he does.
He's a long snapper.
He comes out for a few minutes every Sunday to throw that ball back. That's about it. That's all he does.
But we also get another season of Cart Talk. Let's go.
Another season. Hey, if you haven't seen it already, you should definitely watch the Bryce Young one. That was by far the best one.
Just go watch them all while you're watching that. They're like 10 minutes.
I actually haven't watched all of them. I saw the Adam Thielen one.
I did see that one.
I saw the most.
That was because he got voted for Man of the Year award too.
Yeah.
Or Peyton.
Yeah, Walter Payton, something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, while you're down there, go check out those videos.
Yeah.
Cart Talk I like Cart Talk. Anyway, next up, Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, is coming back to sling the rock a little bit more. 2 years, $8 million deal. How you feeling about that one?
The Rocket flies back down to Carolina.
Let's go.
As we saw him mentor Bryce Young through last season. We saw him put on an absolute masterclass against the Raiders. We saw him do good against the Bengals.
We're not going to talk about any other game.
We saw him do good in those 2 games. Obviously, he gets in a car crash, very serious stuff. But he was fine. He had like a thumb injury.
But then Bryce came back.
Yeah, Bryce came back, and he had a crazy season. So I thank Andy Dalton for being there for Bryce. Bryce couldn't have had the season he had without Andy Dalton.
I agree.
Panthers realized that. That's why they're giving $8 million for 2 years. Next up,
Dane Jackson. He is being released from the Panthers. He did sign with the Bills in March. Don't know how much his contract was worth, but we're going to make Dane Jackson. I think he was solid, but he let up a lot of silly mistake errors. A lot of mental stuff.
He wasn't he was pretty good.
Little tiny mental errors. So, yeah. But that's all of February. So now we're on to March. March is where a lot of the big signings happen.
Yep.
So we got a lot to go over.
You going to go over the first one?
First one, we agreed to terms with center Austin Corbett for a 1 year, $3 million deal.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
I like him. I like Corbett. He stepped in for when Christensen got hurt.
Yeah, he'll be a good backup.
Yeah,
he'll take some stress off them. So It's only $3 million 1 year. I'm not too worried about it.
Actually, hold on. I think I have that backwards. I think Corbett was the one that got hurt, and then Cade Mays stepped up in center.
Because Cade Mays younger. Yeah.
Christensen is just an O-line.
Okay, I'm wrong. I don't know ball.
Ball knowledge.
No ball knowledge.
No ball knowledge.
Next up.
He's back 1 year, $3 million deal. Next up.
That's all right.
Tight end Tommy Tremble. He's back.
2 years for $10 million. How do we feel about this?
I like the contract. I think it's a solid contract because, to be fair, we didn't really use our tight ends all that much. We used it especially against the Saints. Second time we played the Saints at the bank, we used Sanders a lot. He had 83 yards, 7 catches. It was nice.
He was going crazy.
Wonderful. But I don't know. Tommy Tremble, I like him, but he hasn't really done much to persuade me that he is number 1 tight end. There's obviously better tight ends, but
he's decent. I don't really.
I like him.
Just a lot of these past 6, we're looking at these and yeah, that's decent. That's nothing. But there is a crazy one, and we're going after that one right now. Drum roll. Ready?
J.C. Horn. He gets a massive extension.
How much is that extension? Let me hear.
$100 million for 4 years.
For a defensive player.
We're not going to talk about that.
Are we serious?
We're not going to talk about that.
I'll start off with how I feel.
Let's hear it.
I feel pretty decent. If we look at stat-wise, he is definitely top 5 cornerbacks in the league.
Agreed.
Patrick is the best, obviously. You got to give it to him.
He's a stud. I love J.C. Horn. He's been one of my favorite players ever just to watch. I love the way he plays the game. He plays physically. There are some days where he's just drawing flags. I think he just needs to come back off that, especially, I don't remember which game, but there was one game, it was a flag on him every single play. And I was
when they played Bengals?
Is it the Bengals or the second time we played the Bucks?
No, I think it was the Bengals, because remember they had 3 redos.
Yes,
they had 3 redos in the red zone.
It was the Bucks. Or not Bucks, Bengals.
Yeah, I'm sure there was 3 fouls and it wasn't 3 rigged calls.
Yeah. But I like the extension. He
Who's
deserves it.
Who's the number 1 cornerback?
Pat Surtain.
Pat not Patrick. It's Pat Surtain. That's who
Pat Surtain, I think, is number 1 CB.
Broncos, yeah. I mean, whatever.
They got them a stud.
I can't think of a cornerback better than JC though.
Except Pat Surtain.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry. Other than him, I can't.
Other than Pat Surtain.
So I probably have him the second best in the league right now.
He's either top 2 or top 5.
We'll have him for another 4 years though.
That's all that matters.
Hopefully he doesn't get injured. It's a 4-year, $75 million guaranteed.
And that's the only thing about him too is that he's played 4 seasons, but he's really only played 2. He's played 1 full season, and then his first 3 seasons, he played a season's worth of games in 3 seasons. If you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I like it. I like the deal. I love it. And again, if you need to restructure the contract in coming years, that's fine.
Yeah, they probably will, depending on how this season goes. Next up, we released Miles Sanders.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I just don't think he did enough to stay on the team. He had 1 really good game against the Falcons, Week 18. He had 2 touchdowns, 100 total yards. But he was hurt again mid-season. But again, he just didn't do enough to where I think we should have kept him.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more whenever we come to another player because Miles Sanders signed with Cowboys, and we also signed a Cowboys player, but we'll get there in a second. Before we get there, we'll say punter Sam Martin from the Bills, 1 year, $1.5 million. Not too crazy.
I'm just going to say, he's a solid punter.
Yeah, he has a couple good plays. I'm just going to if you want to, you can look up. He does have the perfect punt. It bounces off the 2-yard line and bounces back.
He's pretty solid.
Yeah, he's good. He's decent.
Next up,
He'll be good.
Agreed to terms with O-lineman Brady Christensen.
Yep.
1-year deal, $2.7 million. I like Christensen. Again, he was hurt a lot, I think. I don't remember.
Hopefully this will be able to help us have such a good O-line like we did last year.
Yeah.
They definitely have probably top 10 after everything was said and done. Probably top 10 O-line, so I'm definitely grateful for the O-line.
I do like the 1-year deal just because, again, we have pieces already in those positions. So Christensen at this point is kind of fighting for a spot on the line. We'll see when practice camp, when training camp rolls around, which is in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we got a haul of guys that we're talking
A
about.
lot of defensive players right here.
They're all defensive players.
A lot of defensive.
First one up, defensive tackle, Trayshawn Wharton from the Chiefs.
$40 million.
Next up, defensive tackle, Bobby Brown III from the Rams. I don't know how much money.
It wasn't that crazy. It was 21 mil.
All right, 21 mil. O lineman, Patrick Jones II. He is a linebacker from the Vikings. And then my favorite out of the four, safety, Trayvon Moehrig. That boy's a stud.
Yeah, that was a whole mouthful of players. The
So-
first two players, Trayshawn Wharton and Bobby Brown, we watched their highlights together. We sat here and watched them. They don't have any crazy sacks. They don't have any like single-handed sacks. But what I will give to them is they stopped the run game.
Very
And
well.
Panthers led up the most yards in one season in NFL history. Granted, they had 17 games instead of the Colts and whatever their year was. I don't remember what the year was. You know what I'm talking about? Panthers were number one. A lot of those yards were rushing yards. And the Panthers decided to stop that by having so many huge defensive players come out. Two defensive tackles, Wharton and Bobby Brown, both over $30 million.
And especially when Derek Brown went out, literally our ability to stop the run
It just wasn't
just
a thing.
went away.
So now we got some back. Now we got some pieces.
The biggest thing we did was we beefed up our D line. So that way, if
That's what
one
they
of
need.
the
That's what
guys
they
were,
need the most.
if one of those guys were to go out, we have replacements.
That's definitely what they need the most, and it's for 3 or 4 years, so that's not bad.
Patrick Jones II. I haven't seen a lot of his tape.
Another offensive player, we kind of need that.
Defensive player, just
Sorry, defense.
to play along with Josie Jewell on the linebacker position, especially, and Jadeveon Clowney to play with him on the other side. I think he can learn a thing or two from Clowney, with Clowney being a number 1 overall pick in 2014. So we'll see how he plays out. And then safety, Trayvon Moehrig. I think he's my favorite from
You said you're really excited about that. Tell me why.
We need safety help. We get burnt over the top so many times. Now, to be fair, there's been some points where it's been, oh yeah, our corners have done a great job, but when it comes to double coveraging, let's say Mike Evans, when we have to play him 2 times a
Okay,
year.
well that's like Mike Evans.
But
so-
still, like, if we can get that safety help to come over the top and help out whichever corner is getting beat by Mike Evans, it'd be nice. He can also play the run really well. If you need a safety blitz, he's there. He's really solid. He's physical. He's not big, but you don't want a big safety. So I really like him. We'll see how Trayvon Moehrig goes.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Christian Roseboom, a $2.5 million deal for 1 year. He's also a linebacker from the Rams. Again, haven't seen much of his tape. I'm very curious to see how he does this season. I don't really think there's any more to say about him. Now, this is the big one. Not a big deal. Not a big player.
But a
But
big
he-
piece.
Big.
We mentioned it earlier. The Cowboys,
Rico Dowdle. $2.7 million in a 1
year.
year deal.
We'll get a feel for it.
We'll see how
We
it goes.
mentioned it earlier with us releasing Miles Sanders and he going to Cowboys. We decided we need another, so we got Rico Dowdle. We watched his highlights. He's pretty good.
That boy can run.
We definitely need another piece for Chuba because Chuba cannot run every single down.
And then
he
you
needs
have-
someone else.
you have our-
have to have someone else.
You have our kick return back there with him. Raheem Blackshear.
Mhm.
He's solid, don't get me wrong, but when Chuba went out against the Bucks the second time we played him, holy crap, he could not find a hole to save his life. So I'm definitely glad that we're adding a younger piece. Even though it is a 1 year deal, a younger piece on the offense to play alongside with Chuba. And with Chuba aging, he can give some tips as well.
Yeah, it was definitely a must-needed sign, and I'm glad they got him for so cheap. That's crazy they got him for so cheap, actually.
Yeah. It's going to be tough, especially because we have no Jonathan Brooks for the next year with him re-tearing his ACL. I'm sorry to hear that, but I hope he gets better. I really, really want to see him play. It was nice to see him play for 2 games, and then...
It's gonna be all right, bud. It's gonna be all right.
All right.
Wipe those salty tears.
Next up, last player on this list is wide receiver David Moore.
Yep.
He signs a 1 year deal for $1.5 million.
That's not anything huge. I like the guy. I think
like
he's good.
He's physical. He's big.
He's a good backup.
I like him beside Thielen. Thielen.
You think he should play 2?
Definitely no.
Okay, I was
He's
like,
definitely
whoa.
No. He's definitely a 3. He is not the
I think
best
he's more
receiver.
I think he's more like a 4.
Really? Who do you think we got above him?
Coker.
Okay, I like Coker.
Come on. I mean, at least if we're just looking at last
year. But
year.
the thing is, like, especially we went to the Cardinal game. You saw that over the shoulder catch.
Yeah, I saw it. Okay.
That one was
I gotta give it to him. He is good.
He's really solid. I'm excited to see what he can do too.
Yeah.
I'm very just excited for the Panthers football. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer like scared going into the next season because this past season, at the very beginning, I had a right to be scared.
Hang the banner. Off-season champs. Actually, I think the Bears get that.
I don't know, man. I think they've only signed like 3 people.
Either the Bears or like
it's the Cowboys. What you talking about?
The Cowboys.
Yeah, bro. They got the Miles Sanders. What you mean? No, it's definitely not the Cowboys.
The off-season champs is totally off topic. The off-season champs would probably either be the Bears or maybe I can't say the Seahawks because of how much they lost, but we're going to see Cooper Kupp with Sam Darnold.
And?
So maybe that would be something. I'm just saying that could be a very good thing or a very bad thing.
I'm just excited. There's been a ton of moves.
Mm-hmm.
We might make a video going over in-depth moves about the whole NFL.
Definitely expect the next video to be a draft video.
Yes,
but
we're making a full first-round draft video. We did that earlier. It was a first 18 picks of the first round because we did it right before the playoffs. So this,
but we're definitely getting like a new one out. That one was kind of outdated, and now that there's been some moves ups and move downs, so there's definitely
just be ready for some newer content. Yeah. Again, we got a desk, baby. I'm hyped for the desk. I'm hyped for the desk, man. I'm going to be slapping the desk a lot, so bear with me.
I'm definitely no, bro. Bear down. Like it's all like bears, like bear down.
The door's right behind me.
I'm definitely excited to go. So this is definitely our first full video of the new season.
First
fresh start. What counts as season 1? Those older videos, like we said, they might still be up. I don't know. We need to talk more. Now the question
is this episode 1 or is this kind of like our preseason or in our episode 1 will start?
This is episode 1, dude.
All right,
episode 1. You don't clarify weeks or games. You say
you heard it here, folks. Season 1. Episode 1
is done in the
Welcome,
books.
Everybody, to Black and Blue Podcast. We're glad you're here with us. Like and subscribe.
We're gonna have down below. We're gonna say like it up, subscribe up, and then also we will post a few things like links to what we signed. We have like a whole list of all signings, so we'll link that down if you want to go into more detail about how much they costed, the exact numbers, how long they're here, where they came from, where they're going. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be down in the link below. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys watched the whole thing.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Instagram. We're going to be a little bit more active over there as well. Thank y'all guys for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.